Hey everyone, Voids here back with another video. After the best session of my life, we came back down to earth. We won big, we lost big, and all that in between. And just real quick, I want to apologize once again. I was working on my OBS settings. I accidentally cut off some of the content on the screen. As you guys can see, the full call and raise button all got cut off a little bit. Thankfully, it doesn't really affect the table too much, but that will be fixed in my next video. Apologize for that one. But first time right here, I got 9-10 of clubs. I will just put in the rate. I put in the call and I'm gonna check it through, and I hit a set on the flop. It checks through all the way to the turn, and here comes a four of hearts. So there is a flush draw out there. I do have a set. I'm gonna put in a bet right here since it checked through. I'm guessing they don't have flushes since they let it check. And now here comes a jack on the river. Doesn't really feel like it hits his range too much, so I'm gonna put in about a half pot bet, maybe a little under, and I take the first one down. So good little start, made the run good continues from last video. But after that one, I'm down the button. I look down at Pocket Kings. You guys know if you guys watched my last video, I'm in love with Pocket Kings right now. It won me two big pots in the last one, so hopefully that continues in this one right here. Hopefully someone puts in a bet and I can potentially three bet it just to build up a pot and start chipping away and chipping up as always. That's the name of the goal right here. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. I'm going to put in a little decent raise, usually bigger than what I do, so 0.08 chips. And we get called three ways, so three ways to the flop. The flop's 4, Queen 10, so kind of clean flop for me. They could have Queen 10, they could have a club in their hand. And now they decide to lead out. So like I said, usually when people tend to lead out, they have something kind of made in their hand. So it's a little dicey. But here comes another queen. So the possibility that he has a queen kind of it downgrades. So it's very unlikely that he has one. So he bets I call, and now he bets again with the four diamonds. Maybe he had a 10 in his hand, but I just feel like I don't really lose much right here, so I'm just gonna put in the re-raise and he folds. So just like last video, it looks like we're starting to run good. After that one, I'm looking down at ace 8 in the cutoff, kind of at the end of my range right here, but given the position, I'm gonna put in the call and I'm gonna get immediately 3 bet right there. So I'm just gotta decide, am I gonna put in the call right here, or if this guy puts in a re-raise, I'm just gonna fold. But I just decided to get out of the way. Thankfully, I did. The flop didn't come anything for me. 10, king, queen. So good fold by me, and he takes it down by beating the aggressor. After that one, I'm looking down at pocket sixes. Since it's worked this way with me, I'm one of the first people to act. I put in the raise, and then I immediately get three bet very large. Like I said, in these small stakes right here, people that put in very large bets usually has it either pocket aces, pocket kings, and stuff like that. So we're gonna watch this through just to see if my suspicions are right. Even if I call, I was hoping for a set mine operation, but that wouldn't have happened. And he had pocket aces. So one of the main things when you're playing poker in any stage, you gotta see and like pay attention to people's tells. If they raise really big on a small pot, they usually have something, or you just gotta be able to pick up on these little hints and how people play, and it helps you make better reads at the table. Right here, I had 10-7 of diamonds, kind of wide for me, what I usually play. But we went multi ways to the flop, and the flop came 3-7-9. They decided to lead out right here, so I'm just gonna put in call. I'm not gonna go anywhere. I had middle pair and a potential straight draw, but now with the turn coming a king, I'm just gonna fold. I feel like that one's not worth it to continue. Next, I'm looking at ace five offsuit in the button. I'm gonna decide to raise it up since it works its way around to me. Decent hand, probably at the end of my range, honestly, with my aces right here. Unless it's a low ace suited, like a ace deuce of diamonds or something like that, ace 3 of diamonds. But anyways, the flop comes 10-6 queen. I continue the pressure and I get the fold and I get the small amount of chips right there. After that one, I'm looking at pocket tens not too long after. You guys can see so far we're in the green. So I feel like my luck from the previous session is continuing. So puts a little smile on my face right there. I raised it up just a tad bit bigger than what I usually do. 2.08 chips. And we go heads up to the flop, which is good. We usually never go heads up to the flop on this website, I feel like. So the flop comes 6-8-4, pretty connected board, to be honest with you, not the best. I decide to bet out, and he decides to call right away. Now he decides to slow down, check it. I'm gonna keep the aggression going, and he decides to call right away as well. Now the river gives us a 5 of hearts, so there's no flush draws. There is a straight draw out there, but I'm gonna put maximum pressure given that he doesn't have much left in his stack, and he had king 5, so I obviously got the maximum amount of chips right there. Good play by me. Next, I'm in the small blind. As you can see, my chip count is continuing to grow. That's what we love to see right here. I have ace queen of hearts. Since there is someone to raise it up before me, if it works his way around to me at the same thing, I'm gonna 3-bet as always, especially given it's a suited one right here. Exactly what I do. Go just above 3x, and now we're on to the original Razor, and he decides to fold, so it looks like we're about to go heads up, back-to-back hands to the flop, which is good. Very easy to play when that stuff happens right there. Thankfully, he didn't re-raise it. The flop comes ace-8 king, so good that I have top pair, but he can easily have ace king potentially, so that's why I slowed down and check it just to see what he does. And I was curious. He puts in chips in the pot 41% of the time, so maybe just because he called my 3-bet, he doesn't have ace king, and that's what I have him on. Maybe he doesn't have ace king, maybe he has some type of king queen. He got king 10, which the 10 just came out right here. There's also a flush draw on the board now. But I'm going to keep the aggression going, go a little small right here with 0.14 chips, and he decides to fold. So good by me right here. I feel like I'm taking on the world, and I can't lose anything right now. After that one, I'm looking at pocket nines in the button. I feel like I'm getting really good runouts, really good cards. As you can see, a pocket pair, can't go wrong with that one, especially in the button given I'm in ultimate position. And this guy goes pretty large right here. But I have pocket nines, like I said, I'm in the button. I can't you know, can't be scared. So I'm going to put in the call. I just checked his stats just to see because it was a big raise. Kind of made my eyebrow go up a little bit. And we go 3 ways to the flop. The flop couldn't come better for me. 9 jack 4. So right here, I'm thinking I'm way ahead. Maybe they have some type of king jack, or maybe they have something ace jack, given like his bet size, and he decides to continue to lead out. And I'm happy right here just to keep calling. Hopefully, we can maybe do like a raise in the future, like either the turn or river. Now with the king right here, it gets a little scary because now queen 10 gives someone a straight potentially, but he decides to lead out once again. I'm gonna call. And now here comes the 3 of diamonds. I feel like I'm ahead most of the times right here. And he decides to go big. And I'm just going to charge him all the way. We're going to go all in right here. Hopefully he has something like king jack, or he has a ace jack or something like that. So I feel like I'm in the best spot possible right here. Can't really be mad about what's transpiring. And he takes a while, so which is good. Usually when they snap, that's when they have it. And he had pocket jacks. I didn't put him on pocket jacks, and that got me
Today's
feeling like
profit.
this.
And there's no money in here.
And in the moment, I was pretty speechless, to be honest with you. I just didn't put him on pocket jacks. He played the hand exactly like he had pocket jacks. I just didn't give him credit for it. Like I said previously, sometimes I don't give my opponents at the table credit for having some type of pocket pairs and stuff like that. In the last video, I won the biggest pot ever at the stakes, and now I lost my biggest pot ever at the stakes. But that's what's gonna happen. I was pretty much on tilt from here, though. I had pocket eights. The flop was 7-4-6 or multi-ways to the flop, so I had top pair. And now they decide to lead out right here. I'm not gonna go anywhere with my pocket eights. But there are a bunch of hands that beat me. There are straight draws on the board, flush draws on the board. Obviously now they have some type of overcards that I might be ahead of, but now probably another bad card for me, the deuce of spades. So now the flush draws there. We both slow down and check it over. And now there's a 3 of hearts. So really uncomfortable position. Obviously ace 5 gets there. Just, like any 5 gives them a straight. So I don't really know what to do, especially since he goes big. This is the same guy that just beat me with my pocket nines to his jack. So I really wanted to put in the call. That's why I even went with the timer. I usually never go with the extra time. But like I said, when people go huge like this, I just don't think it. Maybe he's just using his big stat to bully me. But I'm gonna see his hand, and he had 5-4, so he had a flush draw. Nothing really much I can do there, but move on. Now we're starting to chip down the opposite direction of what we want to be. We're obviously losing. We're in the negative at this point in the session. All that profit just went away, but we gotta regain and continue moving forward. I'm gonna call the raise with ace deuce of spades, and we're gonna go multi ways to the flop right here, 3 ways to be exact, and the flop comes 6 jack all rainbow. So I'm here with ace high and a dream with the worst kicker possible, and he bets out. So I'm just gonna lay down. I'm gonna fold, no need to continue. And not too long after, I get pocket eights once again. Since it's made way to me, I'm gonna put in the raise to 0.06 chips. Not gonna go any higher than that, even though I want to recoup all the loss that I've had already in this video. We're gonna go multi-way to flop as always you do on clubwpt gold. And now with the flop coming 3 to 10, I might be ahead right here, but they can easily have some type of jack 10 in the range, given that it's multi-ways to the pot. Maybe some has like 9-10 suited, so I might not be ahead. And plus, there's a bunch of people in the hand. I'm gonna see how aggressive they are being, so that's why I check it to begin with to see maybe I could put them on some type of range, but it checks all the way through. So kind of interesting right here. And now the small blind decides to lead out with the 5 on the turn, putting a flush draw on the board and gets called right after that. And I don't really know what to do here, but I'm just gonna put in the call because the 5 could hit them. Maybe if they have like ace 5 potentially. I just don't know. I'm also like my brain's not really working the best in the moment. And here comes the ace putting a spade draw on the board, and obviously another card that beats my eights. And he decides to bet out, and I'm just gonna fold this one too. I don't think I'm ever good here, and he takes that one down. I review his hand, and he had 4-6, so there's that one. And now I'm looking down at pocket aces in my head. I'm thinking, finally, maybe I can get back all this. I just gotta use the right sizing towels, the right sizing to get it all in because I don't really have that much chips. I just gotta play this one smart. Hopefully, the runout is decent. For me, it's somewhat clean. I'm gonna go 0.08 chips. Like I said, the moment I saw pocket aces, I'm thinking, how can I get all these chips in the middle? And hopefully, we go multi ways so far to build it as big as possible. But that's just where my headspace is at. I just want to recuperate all those losses. The flop comes 6 to 10, so we're multi-way so far like I kind of wanted to. And I'm just going to keep on putting some chips in the middle, putting some chips in the middle. Hopefully we can just build this pot as big as possible. Go maybe with some higher percentages like 50 and 75% just to get that there. We get callers, and then yes, I couldn't believe it. Someone re-raised me. I think I should be decent here. I love the re-raise, so it's gonna potentially help me be a better to get all those chips in the middle. And since he raised me, like I said, the number one goal coming into his hand was get all in the middle, so I re-raised that. So now we're just waiting on him. Hopefully, puts me all in. That's exactly what it does. I didn't think for a second about folding, and he had pocket twos. Once again, me not putting someone on another pocket pair just came around and bit me in the butt. As you guys can see here, I'm just going to add on right there for another 2 chips and just keep this session going. And then not too long after my rebuy, I'm looking at King Jack right here in the cutoff. It's made its way towards me. So I'm going to put in a raise. We're going to go 3 ways to the flop. The flop comes Queen 6-3 with 2 diamonds. I do have a diamond in my hand. Just to keep that in mind. Obviously, the queen doesn't hit me, but they can easily hit their ranges. They can have king queen and queen 10. I doubt they have ace queen. Maybe they have some type of queen x if they're playing that loose. He's gonna bet. I'm gonna call and get one fold. Now the turn gives us a king, improving me to top pair. He could easily have king queen though, like I said. So I'm gonna check over him, see what he does. And he decides to bet real small, so nothing for me to do but call. Now here comes a jack on the river. So I improved 2 pair. Probably one of the better cards in the deck for me. I'm gonna check it. And I think at this point I don't think I was gonna fold top 2 pair like this. He could have king queen, but if he has it, he has it. He puts in a 75% pot bet, and I'm gonna call. I don't know, just my mindset, but that wasn't scaring me. He had to go a lot bigger to get me to fold that. He was just trying to bluff me off. So good read by me, I guess. Made the tiltedness help me put in the call right there. But moving on to our next hand right here, I'm looking at Queen 10 diamonds. Since it's limped its way around to me, I'm gonna put in a raise, and as usual on Club WPT Gold, we're gonna go multi ways to the flop. The question is just how many. We're gonna go four ways. The flop is 2 10 9 with two diamonds. So I have top pair, I have a flush draw, I also have a straight draw. So I'm in a very good spot right here. I'm gonna bet a little bit right here. Hopefully keep some action and that doesn't land up happening. Everyone folds. Kind of annoying right there. Just wish someone would have called. Maybe they had a diamond in their hand or something. But we're gonna move on. Try and slowly chip back up one hand at a time. Looking at A7 right here. And the flop's really good for me, 8 6 8. So I have another set. Hopefully this set doesn't do me dirty like my last one. Now the button right here is gonna lead out, and I'm gonna put in the call. Now a spades is good for keeping action alive, especially he has an ace. Hopefully he doesn't have pocket aces, but I doubt he'll be playing pocket aces like this. He puts in the raise, I put in the call. Now the rivers gives us a 9 of spades, so obviously there is a flush draw on the board. I'm gonna check over him, hoping he bets so I can re-raise, but he checks it over and he had pocket five. So now I'll back up one whole chip, just trying to make more progress so I won't come out in the negatives today. But right here, I'm on the button. I'm looking at ace nine suited clubs. I'm gonna put in the call. I could three bet this, but I just want to put in the call. I don't want unnecessary blow up the pot because ace nine is kind of tricky. If obviously you don't hit an ace or clubs right here. And now I'm heads up to the flop. The flop's 4 9 3, so I have top pair on this board, decent for me. But there's also a spade draw, and now he decides to bet once again as he's a pre-flop progressor. So I'm just gonna call right here. I thought about raising, but I didn't. And now in the turn, best card in the deck for me, A9. So I improved to another set. He keeps on barreling out there. I'm just gonna call. I probably could re-raise them, but I didn't want to scare any action up Jack. He's gonna slow down on the river, and I'm gonna put in, see if I can get a little bit of value right here. Go a little bit above 25%. He's not calls me all in. Hard situation I'm in. What could he possibly have? Does he really have a nine? Does he have nine jack for a full house? What could he have? Pocket jacks? Did I lose pocket jacks again? I'm putting a call and I win. And he had ace queen, so I guess he was just trying to bluff me off. I don't know if ace queens that's a smart thing to do. Maybe that was just a hero call on me, but we're doing good right now. Like I said in the beginning of the video, swings in this are absolutely crazy. I went from down massive, now I'm just about even, so keeping our fingers crossed the screen doesn't continue to go back in the other direction. But for this one, I got pocket jacks. It made his way around to me. I'm gonna put in the raise. We're gonna go multi ways to the flop, and the flop's gonna come queen eight ace. So not the best. Obviously, with pocket jacks, you don't want to see a bunch of overcards on the board. So I'm just gonna slow down, check it through. I'm not gonna put any chips in the middle, just given that I lose to any kind of queen or any kind of ace in their hands. And since we're multi ways, I'm assuming one of them at least has it. Now the turn gives us a 7. I check it once more. It checks all the way around. Now I might think before the river came out, I might be ahead. But unfortunately, we see another king. So I'm just going to check it through and I take that one down. They just have one small pocket pairs and a couple high cards. So I guess good on me. I mean, I wish I would have raised the turn after, but nothing you could do. There's three overcards for my jacks. I would assume one of them has something. But moving on, hand right after that one had pocket fives right here in the under the gun position. I raise up. I get three bet right there, and I'm just gonna fold pocket fives. Obviously, the only way I'm gonna win with pocket fives if another five comes on the flop. Maybe I hit a set, maybe hit a full house, but it's not gonna deal with that one. Now, not too long after, I'm looking down at king queen right here in the big blind. I'm putting the raise. It's just me and the button. The button was gonna put in the call. The flop comes to ace jack, so I am just sitting with a couple high cards, no hearts in my hand. The button decides to put some chips in the middle. I'm gonna fold that one. So lost a couple little hands, chipped down just a tiny bit, but not too long after I'm looking at ace queen, I put in the raise to 0.08 chips. The button puts in the call, and we're heads up to the flop. The flop is 2-6 queen, so I had top pair, best kicker possible. And now I'm gonna lead out right here with a point 0.10 chips. Hopefully the button calls, but he doesn't. He decides to fold, and I win another little small pot, wishing these pots were bigger so I can officially get to the even mark. But now I'm looking at pocket queens. Looks like my luck turning around just a little bit. Hopefully I don't lose everything right here now that I said that, but I'm in undergun. I'm gonna put in the raise. We're gonna go most sideways to the flop as always. Right here in the video, I'm just thankful that I got all the way back to basically even. I could take a small loss, just not the giant loss I did earlier in the video. My flop comes 4-2-6. I do have a club in my hand, and now there's two clubs on the board. The small blind decides to, oh, big blind, I'm sorry, decides to lead out right here. So I'm just gonna put in the call. I'm just trying to think what would he be leading out with. Maybe he has some type of pocket pair. Maybe he has eights, nines. Maybe he has a straight or a flush draw. I would assume he had a flush draw. He wouldn't lead out, especially that big. Now the turn gives the ace. Scary card for me. Maybe he did have an ace in his hand. So I'm in a tough spot right here. I'm just gonna fold. I know folding at the first high card above my queens is kind of not the best, but like I said, I didn't want to lose anymore. I just want to try to get back to even. Maybe I should continue this hand, but we're gonna watch it just see what he has. Decently sized pot right here. The 8 on the river comes. No flush draws. Maybe he has some type of straight draw or something, and he had ace 9, and then the other guy was just bluffing. So good fold by me either way. So I've just played like one more hand after. As you guys can see, the total on today, my bankroll went to 9406, and the session result was negative 0.51 chips. So not bad. Thankfully, I was able to get back to even. But thank you guys making so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys in the next one.